This video is not for children under the age of 13 and complies with all the rules and regulations set out by COPPA. Finally, here I am. After a whole week of not watching this shit, I finally got around to seeing it. And man, do I have some opinions. We waited so long for this. Seriously, I almost forgot this was even a thing. So in a classic fashion, here comes my best to worst of Season 3. Taking a look at what was good and what was bad about this season we've waited so long for. And I must say, there will be spoilers ahead, so just be warned. Starting with the best. Animation. They took animation a whole step up. Comparatively to Season's 1 shitty animation, this is like going from PS2 to PS3. Or, no, PS2 to PS4. The colors, fluidity, just everything about the animation was so fucking good. I mean, just the color accuracy though. The darks were darker, the lights were brighter, skin tones reflected better, clothing looked more like clothing. And look at this crown scene. Ooh! Ooh! And this breach scene, damn! Basically everything, except his brother's beard, looks so damn good. Excellent job on the animation, I do say. Has to come in at a best. Now this season was just so much better than the first two, story-wise. Because it didn't need to faff around with stupid bullshit, and it just got onto the good stuff. I mean, from this chase scene at the beginning, Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets looking ass.
Your bird may have blinded the basilisk, but it can still hear you.
But he was blinded when the wars began, and he's become a symbol of rage and bitterness.
Okay.
Or just Raela and Callum browsing around Zadia. And this whole fucking Viren thing, man. He's just fucking brutal. So brutal. This ghost storyline, man, I was so intrigued this whole time. And what they did in this season, which I thought was done pretty poorly in the previous seasons, was having multiple stories at the same time. Raela and Callum, Ezrin and the Kingdom, Viren and the kids, the Sunfire Elves, the ghost story. Just everything happening at the same time, but nothing was feeling rushed. Truly well done. And this totally makes sense why this took so bloody long to release. Cause these guys worked so hard on it. And it definitely shows. Every piece of the story seemed to tie in together perfectly, and it fit like a jigsaw. I mean, Viren coming back into power and becoming the king, that shit was nuts. And my man Soren, finally, this guy. I hated him before, oh my god. But finally he's becoming a good character.
Sokka's back, baby. Nobody cares.
Now, this totally deserves a spot on its own, but the boomerang reference. Now that is some fourth wall greatness. And a nice ode back to the best show of all time, The Last Airbender. And Jack DeSena's previous character, Sokka.
Something so strangely familiar. Boomerang?
It was just a 5-second snippet, but well received, and I'm really happy they added that in. And in my final best spot, the best thing I thought about the Dragon Prince Season 3 was the battle, man. When they said big battles, they meant it. Because this shit went crazy. Too crazy. This was honestly rivaling Sozin's Comet kind of crazy. The battle itself built up from the previous episodes, and then the twists and the turns happening within the battle. Wow. Honestly, what more do I say? I truly wasn't expecting them to go this hard. And I'm so happy that they did. Now, with the bests of a show, always comes some worsts. And this season definitely had a few. but maybe it's the hype inside me, but I didn't think there were many, but there were still a few. The first one, man, this girl, Nyx. Her voice is so raspy and she's so pretentious. She really thinks she's all that. But man, she is absolutely not. I am just not a fan of her. Just look at her. She just acts like she's better than Callum and Raela. Oh, and she most definitely is not. And I just think it's the way she talks, really. It really grinds my chain. And then she fucking betrays them. Even when she's saved, she's still an ass. Man, I just hate her. But I guess that if that was your goal, to make me hate her, then she is a well-written character. But I still hate her. And then, Raela in this episode, man. So fucking annoying. She just refuses to let Callum help her, even though he's so willing. She calls him her best friend, yet she just shuts him out, even though he opened up to her in the last season about his dad dying. Like, come on, just stop being a little bitch about it. And it's actually so unlike her as well, because she expressed her feelings as well in the last season. But here, oh my god, she's just so annoying. And because of her bitch attitude, Nyx, whom I hate, escaped with Zim. Like, god. Man, that's why I have to put her in the worst. Just for this episode, though. What I'm gonna put here is the whole plotline of Ezrin giving up his power to Viren. I swear this shit makes no fucking sense. It was crazy nuts, don't get me wrong. But it just doesn't make sense. Ezrin knows that Viren is a bad guy, but still willingly gives the throne to him? I don't get it. Ezrin was acting so brave and powerful and mature at the beginning of the season, but then just out of nowhere gives the crown to a villain? This just wasn't explained well. And just not the best about this season, so it just has to come in the worst here. And now what I'm gonna put in my fourth worst spot, something that's not really a worst, but kind of is that Viren comes back to life. Now this is the second time Claudia has used dark magic to save someone's life. First on Soren when he was paralyzed, and now on Viren. And the consequences are just her getting grey hair. I understand that they're showing us that dark magic is infiltrating her body, and is inside her now. But really it doesn't seem to be affecting her much. I mean, after fixing Soren, she had that one grey hair, but her skills and her ability to do anything weren't diminished at all. She was just normal, just as strong and just as powerful. So, really, if her only drawback is grey hair, that's just fucking stupid. Now, in addition, I must talk about some other things. Avizandum was thunder. That's pretty crazy. Man, my prediction was that'll be Elf Callum's name or something. That was completely wrong. That was the king of the dragons. And the way they killed him, man, oh, I loved these flashbacks. Really, really well done. And then the transitions into the present, and in addition to this, the Aravos talking scenes, oh, just done so well. Man, that shit banged so hard. Now, I did say before that I really didn't want to see a relationship between our protagonists because I thought it'd be too heavily focused on and it would diminish the story. But now I think it was done pretty well. It didn't feel the story suffered too bad from them focusing on their relationships. It was kinda nice and really added some development for our characters. And just that final episode, man, I really, really liked it. I'm gonna make a separate video on that, hopefully soon. But man, what else can I say? This was the best season yet. There's only 2 previous ones, but comparing it, those ones were just garb. But with that, I think overall people are pleased with this season and how it turned out. I'm definitely pleased. Happy they didn't go down some stupid route. I'm excited to see what happens in the future now. My name is Rohan. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed Season 3 of The Dragon Prince as well. I hope you have a fantastic day, and until next time.
There's only 3 types of memories, oh, they either staying or they fading or they already gone. Which one am I? Which one am I? It might once in a while